Hello, my name is William Rafael Trinco-Salan. Today we're going to be looking at the last lab for Chem 2. I'm going to be looking at the solubility of salt and sugar. I'm going to be preparing for each trial 3 beakers, each with 50 milliliters of deionized water. I'm going to saturate, it's going to be 2 parts. The first one to work with salt, the second with sugar. First one, we're going to start with the salt. We're going to make, for each part of the trials, I'm going to do a super saturated solution, saturated with precipitation of salt. Then later we're going to do the sugar first, so each one's going to have exactly the same 50 milliliters precipitation of salt. And then I'm going to be adding different items, household items, which I'm going to test if they help increase the solubility or not. I'm going to be looking at adding a bit of sugar to the salt at first. Then we're going to do lemon juice, lime juice, orange juice, which the 3 are ready to go. I squeezed them earlier fresh. Then I didn't try to too much, basically squeeze them too much, so I don't want to express the oils in it, just the juice itself. We're going to do sodium bicarbonate or baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate's right over here. Also going to do, I have extra just in case, cornstarch, which I have right here. It's a special variety. It's usually made for baking, but I'll still use it. I'm going to try white pepper, something I started using recently for cooking. Smells horrible, but it works wonders for flavors. And some white cleaning vinegar right over here. Then I have 2 graduated cylinders for precise measurements. Couple of droplets. These are 3 millimeters a piece. A couple of extra just so we can use more. Weighing scale. A few clean weighing bolts. These glass containers in case I have to pull more, and just some extra stuff to work with. All right, now let's get started. I'm going to start measuring 50 milliliters each of the deionized water. I should probably pop it open. I forgot I bought a brand new bottle. And here I have a little baggie so I can throw the stuff away. A little bit over 50. Still a little over. And I'm going to be cutting a couple of times so we can work with this stuff, because I'll be doing some cleaning so I have enough beakers for everything. Let's see what we got here. Just a little under 50. 50 should be good now. Oh, try not to drop the phone. Yep. Then same thing here. This is a bit over. This stuff is all clean. I'm gonna pour a little bit back right here. A little more. All right, about so. And I just found out today that these goggles I bought, they are not very good. They're not very well ventilated. That's why they keep fogging up throughout the semester. So if you don't mind, I'm going to step away for a second to wipe them. Alrighty, so let's get started with the salt. So right here I have Morton salt. Great value, but start mixing this. I have these metal mixers. I did not measure prior to these, but I'll probably have to end up adding more and more for these guys. Alright, salt's almost all gone. Add a bit more. Now for the data acquisition for this, it's mostly going to be me just looking at these items and seeing if any more of the precipitation went away. If it does, I'll mark with the check mark on my data sheet. If not, I'll put a little X to it. So it's more of a pass or fail kind of thing for this. Add the salt to these two just in case too, before I mix. And I'm not expecting too much success on some of them, but it's basically a bit of curiosity I've had with them. But I've noticed, especially with the juices, that it does help increase a bit of the solubility. Let's see, I have some precipitations to a little bit. Let's put some more just to get a good amount here. Also in this lab, I will not be heating anything up, nor doing some intense fast mixing, because I know those two, as textbooks examples, they already increase the solubility of the liquid, or rather of the solution. Solution looks a bit cloudy. That's precipitation. Let's check this again. See what we got. Oh, we got a good amount of precipitation here. So definitely need to add more salt to these two. Go ahead and do that. As I'm preparing these for each trial, depending on the household material we're using. If it's powder, like the soda bicarbonate, the cornstarch, for the first part, I'll be adding only 5 grams. For the second, 10 grams. The third, 15 grams. For the liquid items, I'll be adding 5, 10, 15 milliliters respectively. What do we have here? We have some precipitation, but it's not showing well. Oh, there it is. All right, this one seems to be good to go as well. And let's try this last one. All right, we're good on this one as well. All right, let me just wipe this, leave it aside. Just want to show real quick, you can probably see a bit of precipitation on it. Now, let me get my scale. Let's get this started. Let this zero out. First, I'm going to start with the sugar and see how that fares. I put 5 grams of sugar in here. Look at the little spoon we use. This is just white sugar. 3, 3, 6, 4, 4, 8. All right, I got 4,999 grams of sugar. Let's try that here. Put the bolt again. We're gonna have to redo that. So right here, let's start our mixing, see if that's going to affect anything. And for this part, I try to pick items that can be easily found around the house. Well, white pepper, not so much, but it's a good alternative to black pepper. It has a bit of a different flavor. Works well with poultry and pork. Not as much with red meat. Also works well with fish, not seafood in general, but mostly fish. But stuff you're gonna find in the house and things that if you mix are not going to be dangerous. Back my goggles again. let's see. Oh. Compared to what I had before, looks like part of the sugar actually dissolved. But then the salt stayed behind still with some of the sugar, so it did. Cluster seemed a bit bigger. It did increase a bit of the solubility. 5 grams. Now let's try about 15 grams. This one used to wipe the mixer. One. Well, this one's gonna be 10 grams now. So this is about 5 grams. I'm already gonna throw it in. Let's add another 5 grams here. Just a bit over. This is 5.5. 4.8. It's too much again. Let's see. 5.5 again. Seems to be a reoccurring number here. I got 5.1. Just a little bit under. Alright. About 5 here. Let's see what happens. And let us begin. This is already done. This was the 5 grams. As I feared, 10 grams does not work. Solubility did not increase. There are more deposits in here. Look against the light. Yeah. Well, let's try the last one. Science is not about getting everything right. Sometimes just about trial and error. So now we're gonna do 15 grams, which I expect to be the same. But I'm not trying to just be biased about everything that's going on. Let's try right here. Okay, I got about 5. Let's do this again. It's about 4. Alright. It's about 5 again. Let's try one more time, one more. We got about 5 again. So that's the 15. I'm already gonna throw this bowl away. We're gonna get a clean one for the next material. Now, lid. Just wipe the goggles again. Yeah, for the goggles I found out a bit too late when I had to buy them. I already had ordered and just found out all now about this. Oh man. Let's see what happens here. And I'm expecting the same situation with the opposite. When we start with the sugar solution and we add the salt, it should have the same effect of not doing much at first. Let's see. Yeah, actually a little cloudy than the other one, so this one, it is a bust as well. Sugar did not help increase the solubility. Now I'm going to pause the video, we'll come back and do some cleanup, start the next part. All right, let's start the second part. Do the water again, 50 milliliters on each. Now we're gonna do the lemon juice. Now it's gonna be a bit tricky, so I'm gonna use, since we're gonna start 5, it should be okay. I'm gonna work with the little droppers. So again, deionized water on each. This is about 50, not bad. Not a bad pour. I apologize if you hear some background noise at some point, or it'll be the sister's dog crying upstairs. She knows we're here, but she still thinks she's lonely. And my mom is doing some gardening outside. Let me just see if I am recording correctly. Let's see. Are we recording? Hello? Are we? Oh, we are, okay. Sorry about that, I just wanted to double check. Now, again, we're gonna do our salt. Mix them, see how it looks, and then we're gonna add our good stuff to it. Alright, a good basic amount of precipitation right there, not bad. Mix the next one, and then the last one. Okay, this one has more. Be good to look. Just check something here. Okay. If I ever do this experiment again, I'll make sure to have a basic amount of how much for the precipitation would be so I can repeat as close as possible. Now we're gonna do first the 5 milliliters. So let's see, we got 3s right there. This is about 2 milliliters. This is about 1. Let me see, we're looking at, it's gonna take a bit more of this. Shouldn't go by this, should go by this guy. At about the 5 line, almost. Let's see, tiny bit more. Slither. There we go. This should be perfect. All right, 5 milliliters of lemon juice first. In it goes. All right, let's make some salted lemonade to see what happens. It worked. The 5 milliliters actually worked. It helped increase the precipitation a bit. Wow, amazing. I am very happy right now. Wow. Okay, we have a good amount right there that I can see. Right here. Let's do 10 milliliters now. I know it's going to take a bit longer, but I'm afraid of dropping too much on the table. Okay, some seeds trying to get in here. Almost. Let me see something here. Oh, we're almost there. Just a bit more. Looks about 10. Yes. All right, so let's see what happens now. I got 10 in. It worked. Lemon juice, again, proven to work, increases the solubility. Yes, barely any precipitation. Beautiful. Now let's try 50 milliliters. It seems the more we add, the more soluble. The more increases the solubility. Okay, a bit more. Smidge. Okay, we are looking good. 50 milliliters. Let's do this one. The solubility also does increase with the lemon juice because I'm technically adding more water to it. So more is being absorbed. Good to know. This is good for cooking. Because depending on the amount of lemon does remove a bit of the salt flavor if you over salt your food. It's a cooking tip. If you put too much salt in your food, you can put a bit of lemon to add an extra flavor to it. Also to remove the taste of salt. And it worked. Beautiful. Just wipe my goggles real quick. Check. Okay. It worked. Also, if you start burning your food a little bit, you can add a little bit of lemon juice. It'll take a bit of the burnt taste from it. All right, I'm gonna clean up and we're gonna look at the lime juice. All right, let's get started on the next part. 50 milliliters of water, deionized water on each. Almost. All right, 50. 50. 50. table. Throw the droplet away. Grab a new one. I'm gonna switch you out to lime juice. Fresh squeezed lime juice right here. Leave that in there already. Now let's start with our solutions. Let's get started. All right. A little bit of precipitation already. Yep, good. It's about the same amount. Okay. This one's a little bit extra on the, I think I'm gonna add more here, more here. Work it in. That looks about the same. That look about the same. All right. Same thing. We got the clean graduated cylinder. Gotta wash that one. Now, same thing. 5 milliliters of lime juice to start. Smidge more. Okay. 5 milliliters in. Let's get it started. 5 milliliters in. It's realized it's more of a partial quantitative, but mostly qualitative lab, because I'm mostly seeing how it appears solubility wise. I'm calculating the solubility of it. Also, I could play with the pH of it, but I'm not going too in depth with that look. All right. Yet again, first part is successful. 5 milliliters works. Let's do 10, see how much more it can increase the solubility. We can see that for these guys, it increases for all that. Okay, now, we got 10 milliliters. Down the hatch. Do the little quick wipe. It's going to be a long video. I'm going to try not to make it too large of a file size. Decrease a bit of the quality. I'm not very good at editing videos. We're going to see how that plays out. Let's see. Beautiful. All of it is gone. But for the sake of the lab, we'll again do the 15 milliliters. For the sake of trials. One thing I realized I'm missing is I should have done an extra trial for one of them as the control. I have to do that on the next time I attempt the lab as such. Now, I'm gonna go to 15. 50 milliliters. As I mix, things to keep in mind for next time a trial lab like this: have a set amount of grams of sugar or salt to start with in our saturated solution precipitation, and also take into account repeating one of the measures of one of the parts of the trial. Thus, you can see if there's discrepancies with what I've done. Maybe even time how long I mix it for. But as expected with the part before, at full, it is gone. No more precipitation. Now I'm going to clean up. We're going to look at orange juice. All right, let's start looking at the next trial. Now we're going to do with the orange juice. Just one thing about that, since I squeezed this a while ago, there's some sediment at the bottom. We're using the top portion of the juice only for it. Again, 50 milliliters each part. All right, 50 each. So I just realized I'm trying to make super saturated solutions with common things. So far, the fresh squeezed juices have worked. Not sure if the vinegar will work or the liquid-wise. We'll have to try. And the other dry ingredients, I'm kind of skeptical about as well. But let's check it out. Alright, so far we've had sugar, lemon juice, lime juice, orange juice, which is what we're doing now. Then we have soda bicarbonate, cornstarch, white pepper, white vinegar. I got some precipitation in the middle for the first. Mix in the second. Looks like we have to add more salt to the first. Most definitely yes. These will look pretty similar. So let's add a little more to the first. Now, another thing I could have done is having an extra beaker as a control. But I'm looking at it as the control, basically just the eye set as control. And a bit more, just to have in equal parts. Right, looks good. Got my wiping paper. First again, 5 milliliters. Grab the top juice. Strange thing to say, but it's what we're doing. All right, now let's see. We're looking at 5 milliliters. Okay. On the first, 5 milliliters in, 5 in. I'll let those mix. Looks like it did not work at first, only a tiny bit. So yeah, orange juice, not good so far. Let's try 10 milliliters, see what we get. course, the seed is trying to get in. All right, 10 in. See what we get. All right, now I see it did affect it. Much better. This one worked out. Not fully, but it worked. So I'm guessing the 15 is gonna work nicely. Let's check it out. Almost 15. And we are at 15. Let's set you aside. Throw you out. Go in. Set you aside. Let's check it out. Just as expected, it worked. A little bit did still stay behind, so orange juice not as good as lemon or lime juice. So far, lime juice was the best. And clean up, and we're gonna look at sodium bicarbonate. Get started. All right, let's begin the next one. Now we're gonna look at sodium bicarbonate. I have it right here. This is one I have bought a while ago. I checked expiration date is still good. Let's see. 50s in. That is way too much. A little less. Smidge. Very well. It's about 50. This one we're almost at 50, so let's see. I do hope this table is level. Okay. Alright, 50, 50, 50. We're gonna do our salt again. It's just plain salt again. Let's mix it up. I have my weight bowl ready on my little scale. We're gonna do the same thing as before with the dry. We're gonna do 5, 10, 15 grams. See how it goes. Well, we got a little precipitation in the middle. It's good. You can see the ring of it. I think there's a bit more in this one. I've added a little more to the first. Yes. You gotta add a little more to the first. Second and third look about the same. Let's see how this looks now. A little more. Now this looks about the same. Yep, looks good. Now we're gonna do, we got a different spatula for this. Turn it on, our sodium bicarbonate. Make sure it's not clumpy, we're looking good. We're gonna do 5 grams. Let me restart, I think I did something wrong here. Okay, different weigh bowl. Now it's at 0 good. Oh, why is it -6? Okay. Okay, good. You can see we're just a little weird at first, okay? Now we're looking fine. Okay. One and a half. 1/8. 2, 3. 2, 6. 3, 0. 3, 3. 3, 7. 4, 1. All right, we're gonna 4, 7. All right, I'm looking at about 5. Let's give it a shot right here. As expected, as we all probably know, it's gonna bubble up a little. Clean boat for after again. No redo. Let's see if it will at least help dissolve. It bubbled up lightly. Looks very cloudy. It looks like it did not work. Let's give it a second. Give it a good mix, let it rest. Wipe my goggles. Let's see what we got. Nope. The whole thing does not look good. So this is a bust so far, but we're still gonna give it a shot, see how it goes again. New weigh bolt. Okay. Now we're gonna do 10. So we'll probably have to do 2 5s because of the size of this weigh bolt. We got 4-0, 4-3, 4-6, 4-7, 'kay, we got the first 5. Now we gotta do the next 5. I have to wipe the scale again. It looks bad. All right, we got our second 5. Now we got our 10. All right, throw that bolt, get a new one, so we can restart after. Let's mix it up. Hoping we have more luck with the dries with the sugar trial, or the salt trial and the sugar trial. Again, very cloudy. Doesn't look very promising. That kitty's here. I did this. Alright, I'm gonna let that rest. And we're gonna do 15 grams now. Alright, yep, it looks horrible. No, just extra precipitation. That one did not work. Got my first 5. 5 a little over. Now we're gonna do the next 5. I'll do a little under to compensate. Alrighty, second 5. Now we're gonna do our third 5. Alright, we got our last 5. We're gonna toss the bolt. Let's mix it up and see what we get. Let this rest. Alrighty, let this settle for a little. While we do that, we're going to get the cornstarch in one of these last containers so it's easier to put that on the scale. I think that was my cat that they're fighting. That was scary. Alrighty, yep, looks much worse, no precipitation. Well, extra precipitation, I should say. Alright, clean up and get started again. Alright, let's continue. Now we're going to do cornstarch. We're going to start with 50 milliliters overall. 50, 50, 50. Or to have my cornstarch ready to be weighed. And a little one, a little overboard again. Measure it out. Was good. 50, 50, 50. Now, we're gonna do our salt again. One thing I gotta see later is I have a bunch of little videos. I'm gonna add them together, be able to post on YouTube. Should have that done tonight. Doesn't look too late. Actually, I can't see the clock when I have my glasses on, but I can see everything on the table at least. Got some precipitation ready. Looks like a good amount. Start the next one. All right, they all look good. Very close amount, I'm surprised. All right, we're gonna weigh our starch. What the heck? Battery gonna die on me? There we go. All right. 5 grams. I grabbed the wrong one. Supposed to use a dry one. Crap. This is a wet one. All right. So another one to mix and a dry one to pour. Okay. I had a feeling something was weird there. Okay. Seems like a fine paste. Huh? Interesting. Never work with the starch this closely. Very fluffy. Huh. 3.5, 3.0, 8 rather. Oh. 4.4, 4.7, 4.8, 5 rather. Oh, don't go away. All right, we got 5 on the first. All right, we got 5 in. New boat. Wow, this thing is kind of sticky for a powder. I know starch jellifies a little. Let's see how this turns out. Good mix. Let that sit. All right. Let's do our next one. We're gonna do 10 grams. So 5.5. .1, 4.5, 4.9, there we go, 5.0. Sadly, this thing's a bit foggy. Actually looks like the salt is gone. You feel it. Squeeze in the corner. There's only a tiny bit of crystals. This kind of worked. I'm gonna put it down as it worked. Or starch worked. Now let's try adding more. So this is the second again. We're gonna put 5 more for the 10. It's so weird to work with this. What the heck? 3.7, 4.0, 4.3, 4.5, 4.7. Tiny bit over 5. This is the best I can do with this. This is a very strange state. What the heck? All right. Shake this a little here. Let's powder up with that. Okay. Just want to open my goggles real quick. Okay. All right. So we're looking at a 10. Might need more starch. So let's mix it up. Is that fair right here? Oh yeah, no. This is strange. Very strange to work with. Get some of this down here. It worked. Sure, I can't see it, but I cannot feel anymore. Because if it was by itself, I could actually feel it. Feel the salt crystals, but it actually worked. Huh. Just test it real quick. But I can definitely feel the salt. Let's see here. Again. I cannot feel the salt. What the heck? Unless it fused with the powder, which it could have as well. Now, let's do 15 grams of this. Okay. Okay. Now, let's start. Okay. Okay. Oh, I dropped a lot out. I have to put a little extra because I'm dropping it everywhere. 3.1, 3.4, 3.7, 3.9, 4.1, 4.3, 4.4, 4.6. Okay, 4.9. I'm very light now. Yep. All right, we got our first 5. As I mentioned, this thing is bad. I dropped quite a bit. Okay. Just turn this on again. Yeah, more starch in ready too. Okay, I already added extra because we're gonna need it later for the sugar trials again. So we're gonna do another 5. And then one more 5. Starch is not fun to work with, I'm not gonna lie. Alright. We got 3.0. We got 5, and we got a mess. Now we're gonna get one more 5. And probably more of a mess. Alright, we got the last 5. Oh no. Okay, I think something got in my throat. Let me feel it here. No salt. It worked. The starch worked. Wow. Right, we're gonna clean up and try the white pepper next. All right. Now we're gonna do the white pepper. I have it right here, regular cooking white pepper. Like I said, this smells horrible. It is good food. We both ready right here. We're gonna do our 50 ml for each one of them. Let's do the first one. $50. $50. Another 50. We're gonna do our salt. Leave a bit of paper ready right here. Just need to wipe anything. Just about the same amount. Actually, I might have to do more in a second. Yeah, doesn't look quite right. Same for the third. There we go. They look good now. Now we're going to do 5 grams of the white pepper. Should see what the heck. Can't see this one very well. There we go. Now we can see the bottom, which is a lot more, so. Trying to even them out. There we go. Now it looks good. 5, 10, 15 grams of white pepper. Another reason I picked white pepper is because the black would show too much, be too prominent in the water. This one's not so bad, it's a little bit brownish. Okay, 4.1, 4.4, 4.5. All right, 5.0, going down the hatch. All right, this is dry enough. We can use this one again. Now to reset that one. Let's mix it. All right, looks like the water is gonna change color. Smells horrific. I am never using this again. All right, this one is a bust. The water is muddy, to say the least. It looks, the color is horrible. Let's see if I can feel any crystals. Oh yeah, that did not work out. For the sake of the trials, we'll still do it. White pepper's a bust though. Right off the bat. No me gusta. And this is brand new, I just bought it. Okay, I got my first 5. It is in. Let's get my second 5. God, this smells bad. Sorry, I forgot pepper makes me sneeze. Holy cannoli. This was a horrific idea. Four 4.0, 4.2, 4.4, 4.8. Oh, almost 5. All right, 5 down the hatch. Then we just got to do our 15. Let's mix it. Once again, it's not gonna work. Can't see anything. It changed the color too much. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. No. Just for the sake of it, we're gonna do the 15 grams now. I will only be cooking with this from now on. No more experiments. First 5. Try this. That is actually much quicker. I was just like pulling it out. 3.99, 4.2, 4.5, 4.7, 5.1. Now I can do a little less on the next, just to put a little over. Now 3.4, 3.8, 4.2, 3, 5, 5. And we're done with pepper. Turn it off because I do not want to work with the pepper again. Just wipe my goggles. I just try mixing again because horrible. I can already tell it's not gonna work again. Oh, that is nasty. Actually, now that I'm mixing more, I still feel the crystals. Pepper did not work. Last for the salt try, we're gonna do white vinegar. All right, now we're gonna do the last part of the salt trial, then take a little break and do the sugar trial. I already went ahead and got more white pepper because that one was almost done. Have my vinegar. We're gonna do white vinegar now. I'm gonna place a bit here so it's easier to put into the cylinder, but we're gonna start with the 50 mils of water for each. Cat fell. Tiny bit on this one. All right, 50, 50, 50. Since we're doing liquids, I'm already gonna do some vinegar here. Let's just do, oh yeah, much vinegar. Alrighty. Start with our salt again. Let's get some clean paper for wiping here. Nice and dry. those two look about the same so far. What's your must one? Yep. They all look about the same in that portion. Now let's do the vinegar. First we're going to do 5 again, then 10 and 15. Five milliliters of vinegar in. It looks like the vinegar did work a bit. 50 mils worked. The 5 mils worked. Smidge. Now let's go to the 10 mils. See how that goes. Nope. I just realized I put over 10. Let's try this again. 10 mil, okay. Got 10 mil in. Let's mix it in. Yep, it's still working. Good. Again, it worked. So far, white vinegar works, but not as good as the lime or the lemon juice. Let's do 15 mil now. Toss this out already. We go to 15. Down the hatch. Let's mix and find out. Again, it worked. The more vinegar, the more soluble it becomes. Perfect. Clean up, take a little break, and then we'll start the sugar trials. All right, let's continue. Now we're going to start the sugar trials. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to prepare the solutions with sugar now. This is just regular table sugar, white table sugar. We're going to saturate it with precipitation. Add the same things we did before. We're going to start with some salt to see if it affects. Then we're going to do lemon juice, lime juice, orange juice, soda bicarbonate, cornstarch, white pepper, white vinegar. Even though the white pepper didn't work, but let's give it a shot. Alrighty. Find my little scale. Where did I put that thing? Right over here. Have it at the ready with the boat. Alright, let's start with the 50 mils. Thrice. Over those 3 times. Add our sugar. For these ones, I'm going to do about half a scoop. See if that's a good amount. Maybe too much. Let's see. Let's begin mixing. Like swirling towards the middle, because that way I get a nice circle that I can compare. There's a little more sugar on that one. It actually looks about the same, because that one just more condensed in the middle. Good. Now, same thing, we're gonna do salt. Then the other things we're gonna put here so you can measure it easier. We're gonna do 5 grams of salt. We're looking at 4.7 so far. 4.9. I like salt. It's easier to work with because of the granulation. All right, salt in. This one's going to be a little hard to tell because they look about the same. Well, it sure looks like it did affect it a bit. Yes, this one did work. Might be the amount of salt and the sugar now. So this one is a yay. 5 grams of salt worked. Now let's do 10 grams of salt. Same thing, we're gonna do 5.5. So a little over 5. This is 5.1. Okay, now we're gonna do more. We're gonna do about 4.9. 4.6. 4.8. 4.92. Smidge. Yep, that's it. Right here, we got our 5. Mix it in and see what happens. It looks very cloudy now. Let's see. Let that rest a little bit. This one looks like kind of worked. This one I'll give it a yay. It's a good amount. It did the, wait. Sedimentation, no, it actually did not work. There's some sediment in there. It's just piled up a little higher. All right, now we're gonna do the 15 grams. .5, 4.7, 4.95, 5, all right, this one's about 6.2. So we just got to do less now. So I'm going to do about 3.8. All right. Got our 15 in. We're going to throw that boat out. Salt is good. I'm going to toss this last bit of salt out as well. Not going to use that again. Then we gotta wash those bad boys right there. All right, let's mix it up. See how much it didn't work. My cat decided to show up again, both of them for once. All right. Yep. This one did not work at all. Next up, we're gonna do lemon juice. Let's clean it up. All right, now we're gonna do the lemon juice on the sugar. We're gonna get our 50 mils each again. 50. 50. 50. Gonna do our sugar. About half a spoon again. See if we're gonna need more. Okay. About the same. All right, they all look good, all about the same. Start with 5 milliliters of lemon juice again. Have to get a new dropper. That one got stuck with some stuff in it. There we go. All right, now let's see. Five milliliters of lemon juice. All right, almost completely dissolved. This looks really good. That is a thumbs up. Now we're gonna do 10 milliliters. Milliliters. Mix it up. Should drop a little bit. too fast. I'm gonna slow down. What is that? Oh, there was a reflection. Okay. All right. Worked again, beautifully. Last one again. You can see right here a bit of the sediment. Now we're gonna do 15 milliliters. All right, we got 15. Add that in. Mix it up and see what we have. Once again, success, completely dissolved. All right, now we're gonna clean up and get ready for the lime. All right, let's get started with the next. Now we're gonna do lime juice. First things first, we're gonna do our 50s. Too much. It's about 50 good. Now here. About 50 again. I'm gonna try right here. All right. Add our sugar. About a half. Got our half in. Mix it. Make sure it's dry. Okay. All right, we're looking good. Got our precipitations. Let's try 5 ml again. Looks about 5. Let's mix it and see what happens. Worked beautifully. There's a little bit of precipitation, but not as much as it was before. This one is a pass. Very nice. Now, we're gonna do 10 ml All right, we're looking about 10 mil. Mix it in. Very quickly, completely dissolved. Oh, wait. There's a little bit of sediment, a little bit precipitation. Very tiny bit, but still increased. Now let's try our 15. All right, now starting to get close to it. A little bit more. Tiny bit. Perfect. 15. Mix it in. See what we get. Very nice. No sediments, no precipitation. It is a pass, a go. Clean up, get ready for the orange. All right, let's continue. Now we're gonna do the orange juice. Again, over 50 mils. It's going through half the gallon, nice. Last one. Gonna add our sugar in. Less than half a spoonful. We'll mix it in. Just remember the crazy story. One day my little cousin, he was about 1.5. He was playing with the salt caddy and the sugar in my grandma's house. This was back in Brazil. He felt nothing of it, just kept playing around. I told my grandma, she was like, no, it's okay, it's just a little kid. I'm like, fine, gotta put a little more sugar. Okay, so they placed and leaves, they go home. Late in the afternoon, I'm preparing some coffee. My dad never drank the coffee I made. I was like, come on, just have a bit. He goes, fine. Made him coffee, poured him a cup. He grabs the sugar, looks me in the eye and goes, this is the worst coffee I've ever had. I'm like, why, what happened? I don't know, it just tastes off. I'm like, okay. At that time, I was drinking black coffee with no sugar. And usually he didn't put much sugar on his, so he put a little bit. I'm like, wait a minute. I go check the coffee. I taste this coffee. It's salt. My cousin mixed the salt and the sugar caddy. My dad was living. We had to make some fresh coffee today. This lab just reminded me of that, and that was just a beautiful day. I have my sediments. We're gonna get started. First, we're gonna do 5 mils of orange juice. Okay, so all right, we got 5. Add that in. Let's see how we mix this. Let's see if it'll change, because at first we didn't have much luck when we did it with the salt. No, so maybe that'll change. Huh. That worked. Not by much, but it worked. This one is a go. Very nice. Now we're gonna try 10 mil. All right, tiny bit. We're looking at 10 mil. Add that in. Let's see what happens. Beautifully dissolved everything. Amazing, amazing. It works. Now, just for the sake of consistency in the trials. Oh, I almost put it in the wrong place. We're gonna do a 15. All right. See the 15 line right here? Almost. All right, we got 15. Add it in. I should expect a similar situation where it works. Now let's give it a go. And as expected. No, there's one. It worked. Beautifully worked. Now we're going to clean up and set up. Now we're going to set up for the sodium bicarbonate. All right, now we're going to look at the sodium bicarbonate. Same thing as before. I got my weigh bowl ready and the scale. We're going to do 5, 10, 15 grams. Let's get started with the 50 milliliters on each of deionized water. I'll have to update the sheets that turn in, or I have to add that extra set of trials for the cornstarch, for the sugar, and for the salt. I'll be doing that after. We're almost there. Now we're going to add our sugar. About half the spoon. About half the spoon. About half the spoon. See, we might have to add a tiny bit more. Mix it up. have to add a tiny bit of sugar to the first. Third looks good. We've got to do a tiny bit of sugar here. A little bit more. Alrighty, let's start. We're going to do sodium bicarbonate. Yes, we're going to do our 5 grams first. I have the 5 grams. We're going to add that in. Alright, let's mix it up. Let's see if this will work. The first time, nothing happened with the salt solution. Let's see how it goes with the sugar solution. Looks cloudy. And let's let this settle for a bit. We're going to prepare the next portion here. We're going to do 10 grams of the sodium bicarbonate now while that settles. The 5 there. Yep, it did not work. It's a no-go for the sodium bicarbonate again, for the sugar. So I got my first 5. Let's look at, let's add 5 more to make that 10. Just for the sake of consistency with the trials and the experiment itself. We got our 10 grams. I'm going to put our bowl back in. Let's give this a mix. Probably the same situation as before. Give it a vigorous mix. Let it rest. I'll wipe my goggles real quick. Alrighty. Let this up for a bit longer. And now let's do the 15 grams. .5, 4.0, 4.4, 4.8, 5, first 5. Yep, it did not work for the second. 10 grams did not work. Now we're gonna go for 5 more here, then the 5 more. .4, 3.9, 4.3, oh, 4.8. Let's do less than that. 5.0. All right, we're gonna do one more 5.0. .9, 3.2, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, 4.9, 5.1. A little over 15, but it'll still have the same effect as before, I'm guessing. Let this settle while I wipe. Get some of this other stuff. All right, scale's clean. The area up here is clean. That is done. This is done with. After this, we're gonna do the cornstarch. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more just to be safe here for our experiment. Alrighty, then that'll work as well. Okay, now let's get cleaned up and get started again. Alright, now let's get started. We're gonna do the cornstarch. Earlier for the soy it worked beautifully. Let's see how it goes now. But let us start with the 50-50-50 of the deionized water. I already have my boats ready for the scale. 50. 50. 50. We're going to add our sugar. Same thing as before. About half. Spoon on each. I have to add a little more just in case. Start mixing. So after the cornstarch, white pepper, white vinegar. Gotta add a little more first. And the second as well. Tiny bit on the second. Bit on the first. Much better. Much better. All right, let's get started weighing the cornstarch. First, we're going to do the 5 grams. Stuff is so weird to work with. I'm putting so much and I've only got 1 gram. That is crazy. 1.7. 1.9. 2. 2.6. 2.9. 3.3. Okay, 3.6. 3.8. 4.1. 4.5. 4.7. 4.9. 5.0. Okay, we got the 5.0 here. Throw the bolts away. Get my next one in. Oh, there's a lot of it there. There's no way. Okay, just mix it in. Turn the scale back on while we mix. I don't feel any sugar crystals. There's a tiny bit. Let's wipe this mess. All right. Let this settle. I'm gonna do 10 now. .7, 4.9, 5.0. Okay. Let's check this. It worked. Cornstarch worked again. Let's do one more of the 5 for the 10. .2, 4.4, 4.8, 5.0. All right, we got our 10. We got our 10 in. Throw that one away. Let's wipe this. Make sure we don't get any extra again on it. We got our bolt right here. Leave that in. Let's mix and see what happens. Looks very promising. I'm not feeling any crystals. Let's get started weighing those 15 now. I have to add a little more of the powder in here. We got 2. We got 3. 4.6. 4.7. We got our first 5. Let's check here what we got. completely dissolved. Can't see, but it feels. No. Add a little more starch because we're going to need it. Works for me. Alright, let's get started. We got our second 5. Okay. We're going to do our third 5 now. .5, 4.5, 4.9997, a little over 5. We're good to go. Some of it sticks to the walls. Let me wipe my goggle real quick. Alrighty, turn this off. Throw this away. Let's get it mixed. Yet again, completely dissolved. Beautiful. I'm going to clean up, set up for the white pepper. Alrighty, now we're going to do the dreaded white pepper. Didn't work at all, but let's give it a shot. Who knows? We're going to start with the 50 mils again, and overfill it. That is perfect. About 50 right here. We're going to continue the 50 here. Splash. 50. All right, one more 50. 50, 50, 50. We're going to do our sugar. About half. About half. About half. And see if we need to add anything more. Alright, let's get a dry one. Give it a good mix. Let that rest. So you're going to add a little more to the first. Yeah, tiny bit to the first. There we go. Good, good. Now we're going to do the pepper again, the dreaded pepper. Start with the scale. God, it smells horrible. 5 grams. This is what nightmares are made of. .5, 1.8. Mm-hmm. 3.1. 4.7, 4.9. Five oh. 5-0 to the first. Let's get a dry one. Actually, I think it's the same one here. Incorporate that again. Doesn't smell as bad. Might be because of the sugar in the water. I honestly cannot tell. It feels clumpy still. I can feel the sugar crystals. Sure, that's the shower going. It did not work. No work. Let's try the 10 grams now. Or the following. Trying a faster approach to get this horrible smell over with. 3.8, 4.4, 4.7, 5. First 5. We got 3.3. 3.8, 3.9. Second 5-0. Mix it in. See the mess we get. Just look at that. That is horrific. Yep. Sugar's still here. Did not work again. Wipe them again. Does not work. But for the integrity, let's do 15 grams of this now. And I have to grab the second bottle. This is 3.3. 3.5. All right, we got our first 5. Second 5. Now we can do the last portion of this. Oh, this is way over. Toss it out. All right, we got our last 5. Just gotta throw this water away. Basically over. Okay, back hurts so much. Okay. Gotta finish wiping the scale. Okay, let's mix this last one. Just for the heck of it. I can still see the sugar. It did not work either. All right, I'm gonna go clean this up and we'll get started with the last part with the vinegar. All right, this is it, our last trial. Now we're gonna try the vinegar one more time. We're gonna pour a little extra here that we're gonna be able to work with. Should be a good amount. Yep, very good. We're gonna do our 50-50-50 of deionized water one last time. 50. 50. 50. Add our sugar. Last time we're going to do our sugar. About half. We might have to add a little more since. Let's give it a good mix. Good. All right, we're looking good on the amounts. Now we're gonna start. Go ahead and close this. All right, we're gonna do 5, 10, 15 mils of white cleaning vinegar. Okay. Five in. Let's mix it up. Before vinegar worked wonderfully. See what happens here. Increase quite a bit, not fully. Let's do 10. Almost at 10. We're at 10 milliliters. Give it a good mix. Let's see what happens. Same thing as before. It increased. There's a only tiny bit left. So it works better on the salt than the sugar. So let me see. It worked, but not as well as it works with the salt. Now let's try that 15 mil. Okay, 15 mil. Yes. Add it in and let's get started. Yet again, it worked. A little more, but not fully. Fully. This one. Fully. I'd like to thank you for taking this time to participate with me in this lab. Gonna look at the data, rewrite some of the information. No, not rewrite information, but write down the data, rewrite some of the parts of the material and everything. See you next time. Thank you.